the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I love a bit of Panto. Listen, dude, I love everything about Christmas. I know it's a bit weird. I'm a rabbi. I live in Samaria, in Israel. And I just really love Christmas. Why? Because it's awesome. One of the things I love about Christmas is Panto. So I just spent today's Sunday, right? Sunday, and then so yesterday, of course, was Saturday. Saturday is Sabbath for the Jews, for the religious Jews. So we basically imagine this: the family all hangs out. You don't go on any devices. You just read, you sleep, you eat. It's kind of nice, right? And you basically have a pajama day. It's really, and I have to tell you, one of the terrible things about COVID was they made pajama day every day. No! Pajama day should be special! Pajama day should be special. So I don't like the everyday being pajama day. Anyway, it's ever pajama day, but I tried to explain to my family, mostly American, who've never seen it, what Panto was, and Panto's freaking awesome. There's an intimacy with Panto where it's like the actors, the performers, this is a very, very silly art form. I think it dates back. I think it's probably one of the last expressions of the great musical tradition of Panto. Yeah, great British musical tradition where the audience interacts with the story, with the cast, and it's a lot of fun. That's basically it. It's a lot of fun, which I think is what Panto's all about. Panto's all about being a lot of fun. If you don't know, it's normally like some kind of fairy story, but it's just done in a very silly way. You have pantomime dame, which is normally a guy dressed as a woman. See, this is where you can be trans and we're all okay with it, right? The pantomime dame. You had the leading man, who was also played by a woman, normally with great thighs and tights and very high heels. They would slap their thighs and make you envious that you weren't slapping it too. So you had again, lots of cross dressing, lots of very sexy outfits and songs, and just silliness, lots of silliness. I love Panto, right? I absolutely adore Panto. One of my favourites I saw was Derek Griffiths as the villain, and he was just so good. And like when anything went wrong, the improvised audience. You get a feeling that the actors enjoyed the performance, I should say, but enjoyed doing Panto. Also, it was great Doctor Who fodder because Panto attracted minor celebrities, which is what the Doctor Who stars basically were, right? And then it went into the overdrive thing with John Nathan Turner, who also loved Panto, would also press gang his actors into being in his Pantos. It was terrible. It really was an absolute abuse of power, which is why we kind of like John Nathan Turner. So there's a lot about Panto. It's a great tradition in Doctor Who. How there hasn't been a Doctor Who Panto is a bit sad, really. On Christmas Eve, I'm doing a stream where I'm going over the different Christmas specials that didn't happen, that really should have done. One of them was a Panto-esque one, right? That would have been so much fun, right? That would have been so much fun. But yeah, again, Panto is a very, very British tradition. So we talked about it last night in my live stream. I'm recording this on Sunday, December 18th. And I have to decide what day it goes out because I'm putting the candles on, right? Was it over here, right, for Hanukkah? So I guess I'm going to put this out on Monday the 19th. That's it, because I had to redo my video, right, for Sunday today, because during this video, okay, this video stops. On my live stream, when I was going over doing this history of Panto, right, it actually stops when I get the breaking news that we got the reveal of Ncuti Gatwa and Billy Gibson in costume as Doctor Who and Ruby Sunday. So that's where I go, oh, breaking news. But that's basically, so I had to redo that Sunday video for tomorrow, change the number of candles on it. This is just the insanity that I get myself involved in, right? I do it for you because I love you, the viewer. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are fan-dabby double dozy. Thank you very much. Follow me on Substack. Sign up to me on Substack. It's my email newsletter in the video notes. It's fantastic, okay? Are you suffering from erectile dysfunction? You don't want that over the Christmas holidays. Sign up my Substack. You will probably be cured. I can't guarantee. Probably. If you want to guarantee it. No, I can't guarantee it, but, I think you stand a better chance with my paid one. It's just one man's advice, okay? One man's advice. Look, if you're not suffering from erectile dysfunction, Look, would you like to be able to go for a good 2 or 3 hours with your lady love or your gentleman love, for that matter? Would you like to have incredible sexual stamina? Sign up my Substack. Yeah, again, listen, nobody's complained they've lost virility from signing up to it. So I think there's something to be said about that. So like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up my Substack, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Rumble, hit the Rumble button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit every freaking button, baby! Hit every freaking button! It will make you feel good about yourself. If it doesn't make you feel good about yourself, it will make me feel good about myself. So 50-50, it's fair, it's fair. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. Let me hand over to me from last night. Panto! Okay, let's move on to Panto. 1 second, share screen. So this, I thought we'll go from this one, from Doctor Who magazine. Okay, this is how long ago it was. I had hope that it was actually going. This was just before Spyfall aired, right? And I had go check my channel there. I was open to the idea of there being of it being good, of them turning things around, right? So Panto, if you don't know, is a awesome tradition, right? It's a very silly thing. It's like normally a fairy story of some sort. Cinderella, Puss in Boots, Dick Whittington, but it's full of it's got like minor celebrities from the telly on it. It's full of silly songs you're supposed to sing along with, and lots of interaction. But there's also this really weird, good intimacy, right? Especially with a talented performer. I remember once I was at a panto when Derek Griffiths was the villain, right? And they have this like rapport with the audience, and it's wonderful. Well, firstly, you have the interaction thing, yeah, where somebody goes, oh yes, it is, and all the audience go, oh no, it isn't. I done all that. I did, and I realized this really must be the last of the great tradition of British theatre, of vaudeville, right? It really must be the absolute last of it. Like the musical. And it's so really works. And I think it's a lot of fun. So Doctor Who has a huge tradition with this, of course, because they're the sort of micro celebrities that were in Panto, right? If you really want to see what Panto's like in your American, go and watch Extras, the first series. And one episode is with Dustin G, I think, or Les Dennis in Panto. And you see quite how grim it is, right? But they're a lot of fun, right? They're a lot of fun. So John Nathan Turner loved doing Panto. He always brought this Doctor Who people into Panto. His husband, wife, partner, I guess, Gary Downey, was the choreographer. This is just part of his, what he did, and honestly, I think he's so designed to make pantos, right? On Christmas Eve, we're going to talk about, I think it's Simon Gurry again, who gives it a fictional Christmas episode produced by John Nathan Turner, and it really does lean into panto. Okay. Hello, boys and girls. Did you know the stars of Doctor Who appeared in pantomime back in the 80s? Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. It was awesome. Right? It was awesome. On Saturday, 5th of January, 1985, I was in the audience for the matinee. Oh, there were matinees. There were afternoon ones. There were matinee performances of Cinderella at the Government Profession in Southampton. Again, I love these very small local theatres. It was billed as a Doctor Who pantomime. Colin Baker arrival on stage was met with a huge cheer. He was playing buttons. I think I saw this one. And threw chocolate buttons and eggs at the audience. Again, there's this weird interaction with them. I remember the hilarious mistake when Anthony Ainley playing Baron Hardup here, better known as the Master on TV, referred to buttons as Doctor. After that, bad traffic on the way home meant I missed part 1 of Attack of the Cybermen. Oh, again, look, very, very good Perry in that, but I don't know, just not as good as Vengeance of Varys Perry. It was an emotional day. This Cinderella was written and directed by Doctor Who's John Nathan Turner, and had a long interest in pantomime, according to Richard Marsden's 2013 biography, which is freaking excellent, right? The Life of Scandalous Times of John Nathan Turner. It's such a recommend. Richard Marsden is just a good author in general. He's very, 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 very. Let's see what else he's done. He's very, very thorough. Right, very, very solid writer. It's kind of got that Andrew Pixley kind of thing. I think he worked for Blue Peter at one point. Is it English writer? Fine. Marsden's directed documentaries on children's TV, children's TV on Tar, Upstairs, Downstairs, Remembered. I didn't know I did this. Fine. Is he dead? Later career? See his biography of the last classic of John Nathan, JNT, The Life and Scandal of Silent John Nathan Turner, was published in 2013. The work details John Nathan Turner, his difficulties with BBC superiors, and his alleged inappropriate behaviour. Was followed a 2015 biography of the first producer of Verity Lambert. Yes, yeah. But yeah, so it's excellent. I've written a bottom line. It's really, really, really very good. To Richard Marsden biography. Young John was taken to Panto every Boxing Day at a school, put on his own Cinder's Fella. Yes, okay. His first full-time job in theatre was on production of Puss in Boots, starring Des O'Connor. While working, I guess that's where he fell in love with it, right? It must be where he fell in love with it. His first Puss in Boots. While working on BBC drama The Palaces, John also wrote and directed the version of Cinderella for charity. A single performance took place at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane in 1973, starring Judi Dench, Richard Briers, Penny Ball, and with a cameo of Peter O'Toole, apparently loitered in the canteen of the BBC rehearsal room to control stars into joining. That's so John Nathan Turner. That's so. See, I love John Nathan Turner. There's a picture of him over there. So normally, Normally, when John Nathan Turner's in a picture, he always puts his finger on someone because then you can't edit him out. See, such a hack. I love him. Yeah, the idea for a pantomime apparently came from a Lovett Bickford, director of 1980 Leisure Hive. I had children, he told Marsden, and they were very keen they should see good theatre. Yeah, again, that's the other thing. Pantomime is good theatre. That's really worth pointing out. It really is good theatre. John loved pantomimes. He always dreamed of putting on his own. And Peter Davison in 2016 on Broadway said, "Is there any life outside the box?" We were effectively a willing and captive cast, and we comprised of two Doctor Who actors, Davison and Ainley, with Davison then's wife Sandra Dickinson as Fairy Misriel. Okay. Who's that? Jodie Wilson. I don't know who she is, but nice pair of legs. Pumpkin coach. We have that's Peter Davison and Sandra Dickinson. Is it Sandra? Yeah, Dickinson. This must be from the playbook. Left John Nathan Juice. Yeah, who was that with? I know. Joda's mum, Dora Whitman, appeared in Logopolis. Oh, that's Jodie Wilson. Who must be in the Cinderella. Right, Peter Davison lights and Tim open the lights. Where was it? And Tim, where was he? Peter Davison turns on Crystal Lights in Tunbridge Wells. Again, I loved all those things. But other cast members had connections to the series. Jodie Wilson, for example, playing Cinderella, was the daughter of Dora Whitman and Tegan's. Okay, but it's kind of boring. John and his partner Gary Downey absolutely adored Mum, Jodie tells Doctor Who magazine. Around the time she did Doctor Who, my sister Tracy and I were performing at the Players Theatre in London, and John and Gary, and Mum invited John and Gary to the performance. Then John was casting Cinderella. He told Mum he would write a new character, Alice from the Palace, so my sister could be in it too, even if the sisters had to audition. We sang If Mama Was Married from the musical Gypsy. And then John saw our mum as a Mama Rose figure, and he loved the song. that was the start of our friendship. On 5th November, the Kent and Sussex Courier interviewed Bickford about his ambitious plans for the forthcoming pantomime to be staged at the Assembly Rooms, Tunbridge Wells. Okay, there's going to be a BBC Doctor Who science fiction exhibition in the foyer. That's not that impressive, but okay. Booking is being arranged for a charter package for Doctor Who fans from the United States. The same, again, it's a bit opportunistic, but okay. Did you ever see, it's on the season 20, what was it, season 22? Yeah, season 22 Blu-ray set, and also on the DVD, the Two Doctors Blu-ray. Nicola Bryant goes with a bunch of fans to Spain, right? And goes to visit the set and bits there. It just seemed a bit opportunistic to me. It really did. I don't know why. I felt like I was intruding, right? It sounded like somebody else's vacation. So, okay, fine. This is all reasonably boring. So, Dickinson, Davison, Wilson wore pantomime costume. Okay, fine. They did that one. Okay, I understand. Oh, God. Okay, and here's turning the lights on. Fine. Okay, they're still promoting this thing, okay? They went on Hearty. Okay, yes, okay. John Nathan Turner used his position somewhat unscrupulously, right? Somewhat unscrupulously. Fine. Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant totally forced into doing this thing. She got in a lot of trouble when she said she wouldn't do it one year. It was like, I just don't have the energy. I need time to regroup, right? And he just couldn't do it. And then that's why Janet Fielding was in the Jim will fix it thing. I think Nicola's probably a little bit relieved about that now. Colin Baker as Buttons and Nicola Bryant as Cinderella in the 84 production of Cinderella, Southampton. Far right, Buttons where he sent her off to the ball with Fairy. Oh, there's one with Jacqueline Pearce in it. Fine. Harry, we wore Doctor Who rehearsal time, rehearsing the panel. Yeah, this is. I mean, this is fame, but they did this a lot, and this was like their first year. By the time Colin came on, he was like constantly, right? We should look at the what's the closest thing to pantomime they have a big finish when we're done with this. Of course, this is the only visible to the audience opening of Cinderella on 23rd of December. God, you got to work then. Doctor Who fan Stephen Broom was in the audience, having already attended a book signing, turning lights. I remember the TARDIS being outside the Assembly Hall at the theatre. He told us it was a big success. Davison sang, danced, and cracked jokes, and threw chocolate buttons at hard-boiled eggs at the audience. Okay, they're big into that. Okay, but they're saying the same thing over and over again. Jacqueline Pearce, is it? Fine. Are we back to? I was very pleased with what John did. Bickford told Richard Marsden, because he was very inventive. He was inventive. That thing. This was just the sort of thing designed for him. Okay, so initially I remember him saying, I'd rather have Christmas off, Baker told Richard Marsden, but John was very insistent. Atlee Annie replies his role as Baron Hunt was very insistent. In the same frock coat and orange check Baron Hunt. I think shot on orange check trousers before, but now with a beard and moustache he wore as a master. There was more Doctor Who actors. Nicola Bryant as Cinderella, Mary Tam as Prince Charming, looking very hot, I have to say, in those thigh slapping tights. Jackie Pearce came in as Mithriel. Jackie Pearce, I really, I heard a bit of her interview on Big Finish. Call Me Jax. She's really interesting, right? A really fascinating person. Very classy, very classy and very down to earth at the same time. Okay, really genuinely interesting. Something else I'll recommend from Big Finish like that is Katie Manning's solo thing called Not a Well Woman. That's really good. Well, we'll look at that in a second. Again, rehearsals overlap with Doctor Who this time, or time lash. Well, again, not that you miss much. I thought BBC John must have cleared it. No. John hadn't allowed me to even consider the part in the 85 drama Tender as a Night. At the same time, Nicola Bryant tells TWM, "You're committed to the show," he told her, "but I had to do pantomime," she admits. Found it grueling. I studied tap dancing, but you don't, but where you don't move your upper body, which meant it looked effortless. Cinderella was sling your arms around and very different style. Gary Downey was the taskmaster. Everybody hated Gary Downey, right? While doing Doctor Who, I was desperately practicing routines. So I drummed. It was drummed in my head. I can still remember the moves. Nicola Bryant, she's very much wants to please people. I just do what she's told, right? That's just her default thing. And boy, I think she's got some of the stuff she's spoken about. It's just shocking. Like, how many times, like she says, I'm in my, was it 60s or 70s, and people are still hitting on me. Like, enough already. Nicola, you're very sexy, darling. What do you want me to tell you? You've always had this very both sexy and innocent kind of quality at the same time, which is weird, right? Where we're up to, there's been less publicity for the Tunbridge Wells production. 10-year-old Andrew Ledger was a member of Doctor Who Appreciation Society and read about it in detail, but had no idea there was a Doctor Who pantomime on his doorstep until he saw posters outside. Their mum came clean and told me she had tickets that very night. Oh, I love memories like that. See, that's Christmas for you. We sat in the stalls and we had we felt a long way from there, but Colin Baker was great as Buttons. A VHS recording by Gary Downey shows a very childlike Baker performance, very different from his version of the Doctor. They wrote Colin McCoy into it as well. Oh, poor guy. Probably Bonnie Langford. How was it finishing from? Very different from his Doctor. Though this only had the idea. Yes, I had only had an idea. I had his debut story, the 200 Lemons, to compare it to, says Andy. So I didn't get to go to the stage door afterwards, but I wrote to the cast and sent my programs to them, and they sent it back with postcards of the. Johnny Stone was great at that, right? I won a competition on a radio, I think BBC Radio 4, some radio thing they were doing, where I won his book, The TARDIS, Doctor Who Inside Out, TARDIS Inside Out. It was just beautiful Andrew Skilleter illustrations, and he signed it to. It wasn't supposed to be signed, but he signed it anyway. He's very good at managing he was good at dealing with people charmingly, individually, right? He would always make sure people had a good experience, or did his best to make sure they had a good experience. I think that's part of his nature, quite frankly. A new series Doctor Who began on the 5th with Baker appearing on Saturday Superstore. Yeah, I've seen that clip where they're all like exhausted. We'd be up at 5 and do our hair and makeup before filming, says Nicola. Then we'll be out in the cold of the snow all day. Then we'll be on stage in the evening. Then back at the hotel by midnight or 1, and then filming next day. It sounds awful. It does sound awful. Colin and I sort of had a competition with the crew. If anyone yawned, we were on them. We couldn't be ill. There was no one to cover for us. It was lunacy. It was lunacy. Even so, she had 4 members of the Panto. It's part of the magical time of my life. I couldn't have done it with anybody else but Colin. We were a good team. Big Finish should do a Panto CD. They really should. I knew Mary Tam from conventions, but I became quite good friends with her and Jack doing the show. Plus, I remember the gasp of the audience each night as I emerged from the trapdoor in my finery, ready to go to the ball. It was exhilarating, but fun. Yeah, look, people look nice. After Cinderella, Jodie Wilson went on for a successful career on stage. In '86, she started off as a Clifford in Time, a science fiction musical. I never heard of it. that seems to have owed a debt to Doctor Who with some characters called the Time Lord of Caroline. Okay. John Nathan Turner. They were in Delta and the Bad One. That's interesting. That was going back to the 1950s. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I guess that's her today. Yeah, Jodie Brooke Wilson. Okay, fine. That's not a bad article, right? Let's have a quick look at this. Share screen. We have a couple of things to look through. We'll do Chrome tab. Where is it? Yeah, this is a quick guide to Doctor Who stars in Panto. So we had what is this? Share. Check. So we have William Hartnell did Puss in Boots, but it was also it was something right after Doctor Who, where he gave a very tetchy interview. Right, can't remember what it was. What was the character? But I can't remember. Oh, they don't say the character. Pertwee was in Cinderella, Aladdin, Jack and the Beanstalk, Super Ted and the Panto. Okay. Dick Whittington and Aladdin. I bet that was fun. Tom Baker was in Treasure Island and Snail. Treasure Island's not really a Panto. Although his Big Finish Treasure Island is really excellent. Sleeping Beauty. Cinderella. Steve Davis in Cinderella. And then we got Colin Baker. Still big. Well, Colin Baker does a few. The last one, and then Sylvester did Snow White. Daleks have been in too. John Barrowman. Click here. I bet there's a lot. So let's see what John Barrowman's been in. Bird of Crew has been in a few. John Barrowman. So John Barrowman. Oh no, a couple of years they have no Panto. The Wicked Queen and Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs. I would love to see these. Honestly, I think he's such a natural for Panto. I love John Barrowman. I really do. I think he's great. Fine, let's see if this thing is worth looking at. Before we wrap this up, we'll look at Big Finish on Panto. Is there anything here we don't need to look at? No, fine, let's go over to here. I'm looking for the right screen. Too many things open. That's me. Too many things on a go. Too many plates are spinning. Here we go. Over here we go. Big Finish. Boink. We got to look at the stage play. The stage show one. Oh man, that's so slow. Oh, here it comes. The stage plays. Okay, it's going to be the 7 keys to Doomsday. So, but I bet I can go to the stage place. There we go. Let me share the screen. Share screen. We got this one, yeah. So this is very Panto-esque. Do we have a video for this? So this I saw with John Pertwee, not Colin Baker. One time David Banks played the Doctor. Shall we have a listen to the trailer?
Doctor Who, the ultimate adventure.
Those flying things, they're coming back.
Cybermen forward.
Too late, are we? We'll see about that.
Take the prisoner to the high security area.
Please obey. And when you left
Yes, this is exactly what it's like. Yes.
There's been an interruption to your career, but we've got more important things to worry about, like the survival of the planet. Fortunately, I speak their language.
It's a weird thing. You can just kind of imagine it on stage. I wish they did the Andrew Cartmel and Ben Aronovich did the first pass of this.
What are your plans for the Doctor? You do not need to know. The Doctor is our enemy. He must be destroyed. The Doctor must be brought to us alive.
Yeah. Okay. So, for me, it actually just brings a smile to my face.
Sheep are appearing and disappearing. Those giant silver things. People killed. Am I going crazy or what?
Where is the human?
And they actually did a sequel to it as well. I'll see if I can find that.
Business is business. Take him away.
You will bring the prisoner. Human weapons do not affect.
I mean, the trouble is though, the cyber voices and the Dalek voices are a lot more accurate than they were on stage, I'm sure.
Gradually, they replace their limbs, their organs, even their brains with cybernetic devices.
This time, the Doctor is part of our plans. Once he has served his purpose,
Why haven't they not done a Panto Doctor Who yet? I mean, that honestly, that's crazy. That would it sell? Who knows?
he will pay the penalty for his crimes. The Doctor will be exterminated. Exterminated. Exterminated.
Yeah, pretty much. But again, I'm surprised they haven't done a Doctor Who. And then they did there's Noel Sullivan, the one in the sequel. Beyond Beyond the Ultimate Adventure. Is this a musical one as well? God, $9.70 for this. It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? It's yeah, $9.70. I think it's that the price of them in general have all gone up. What's the other thing I wanted to look at? There is no. I'm just trying, what else is a good? I was going to. Not a Well Woman. But yeah, this one's really nice. Oh, for $3.63. This is written and starring Katie Manning. It's not Panto, but this is her one-woman show. It's really good. Like, it's really, really, really good. If you want to go for Panto, there's Scorches. This is a good. You know what? I should put this in my top 10. Scorches is Joe Grant is invaded by these has to contend with these aliens that are essentially big Muppets. It's a really fun one. I really do enjoy this one. This was early on in my countdown. I love the Iris Wildthyme and the Claws of Santa. Let me find that one. Iris, where is it? Why is everything so hard to find? There we go. This one I'm really enjoying. For $3.63, man, this is fun. This is so fun. Iris Wildthyme is a time lady who says that most of the Doctor's stories are sort of ripped off from his. She does like kind of boozy, naughty versions of the Doctor's story. And she had TARDIS is bigger, is a London bus that's smaller on the inside. And her companion is a somewhat pompous panda, small panda, who has been stolen at the beginning of this one. And she's on a bit of a drinking spree. And the number one toy that Christmas is a model of panda. Have a quick listen. This is so much fun.
Never let a woman come between you and your work. I tell you, there was this one woman, this Amazing, brilliant woman. Mad as a bag of robins.
Oh,
The name is Iris.
1 second. We are getting breaking news. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.